and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd film a how I'm coping with my mental health during lockdown, just to help some of you guys if you're struggling with your mental health or want some tips of things to do. If you don't have a mental health problem and you just want to be positive during lockdown really. So I thought I'd go through a few things that have helped me during this lockdown period. So at the start I wasn't really coping that well with lockdown, to be honest. I've got some notes written on my phone so I don't forget what to say. But I was just sort of adjusting to the change. Obviously I'm a uni student. Not going to uni meant I was in the house a lot and I couldn't study very well. I do have Asperger's syndrome. If you want a more in-depth video on that, then I can do it, talking about sort of my life with it, but I haven't been diagnosed yet. So at the start I was sort of all panicky. I had some anxious moments, some panic attacks. I couldn't really control my emotions that well, and it was sort of leading me into so many negative thoughts that were coming back from when I suffered with this a few years back, which I haven't had in a long time. And it was just being cooped up in the same environment. At this point I was at my boyfriend's isolating. We've come here for a few days but we're going back to his, and it was just sort of different. And obviously being a uni student, most people like to study in the library. Well, I am one of those people, and being at home just with everything around you, not being able to concentrate, having so many other things to think about, can be really overwhelming at this time. So yeah, like just sort of helping you deal with your emotions and mental health and well-being. So first off, I want to start not by rambling on about my story, but sharing with you sort of some tips and suggestions of how to keep safe and how to keep positive in this lockdown. So always remember to be kind and have gratitude for each other, and just be kind to that person that is standing 2 meters apart in the supermarket. I've heard stories on social media where people have like tried to steal people's shopping, but why in this lockdown? Why would you do something like that? You need to be kind to people. Everyone's struggling, and some people can't get out their houses at all, and you should actually be grateful that you can walk to the shop and get your groceries or go on a walk outside, because not everyone can do that in this lockdown, and it is really life-changing for particular people. You just have to keep up with the changing dynamics of the world, not get drawn into it too much, but also you need to obviously be aware of what's happening. Keep up with the news, watch news feeds, keep up with Twitter or Instagram, but don't indulge in it so much that you're looking on it 12 hours a day, just constantly worrying about what corona may bring to you or your family or your loved ones, because there's no point doing that. It's just overthinking, and it's just gonna get you in a really bad rut down in the, I don't know what to call it, a negative feeling basically, and you won't be able to get yourself out of it. I want to mention about being grateful for the small things. So it's not every day you just get to walk outside just to walk. You're normally walking somewhere. You're normally walking to the shops. You're normally buying your favourite outfit in Primark or New Look. It's not often you just get to walk through the streets or the park and listen to birds chirping. Be grateful for wildlife and nature, because it is amazing, and often you don't have times to just let go and relax and just do these type of things because you're so caught up and busy in your own life, doing your own plans, making your own goals. But just take this time to breathe and really take in the scenery, because my boyfriend and I have found some new parks, some new places, because we're going out exploring on walks and things, and it's not normally things you come to do every day. You do it sometimes but not all the time, and it's just really nice to have that opportunity really. I would say try meditating. So I've tried it a couple of mornings where I've just done a 5-minute just breathe in, out, or some like yoga stretches or something before I do my workout. But just take time to like focus on your breath, and not really, you don't have to get into the whole meditation, but just take time for you really. But if you want to go into the meditation route, then that's amazing, because it's amazing for your body and mind, and also yoga is as well. I used to be into yoga a few years ago, sort of fizzled out. I'm not sure why. I did really like it. I like dynamic yoga, so the more fitness yoga type of thing. So I do want to start doing that again in lockdown, but I've been working out in the mornings, and it's really been helpful in my mindset and everything. And also set yourself some flexibility goals, because it'll just be a cool challenge to see how flexible you can be at the end of lockdown, because I feel like a lot of young girls will go into sort of doing yoga alongside workouts, because they need it for their mind, they need it for their body. Yes, fitness is good, like long term and short term, but I would say it's more of a short term measure, because you're working out to progress your body and your mind really, but it's more mindfulness thinking and yoga practice that helps you develop those mind goals and mindset attitude, rather than the working out. The working out makes you sweat, makes you perspire, and releases endorphins, so it's really good, like feeling of positivity, and it gets your energy levels up. So make sure you be proactive and structure your day well, because this will really help you. So sort of I'm sort of structuring my time into like some hours of doing my uni work, because I'm revising for an exam at the moment that is due to come up in May. But then I'm also taking time to do other things. I haven't quite mastered everything I want to do, because there's only so many hours in a day, but I want to start craft making, sewing again, everything I do that I sometimes fit into a summer in like when I'm not at uni, but just do it in the present all the time. I've been doing some colouring in my books when I'm stressed or something, and that's been really helping, just doing it for 5-10 minutes even, and just reading really. I really enjoy reading, but the problem is the time I usually have to read is very limited, and so I haven't been at it for months, but now I'm able to just sit outside or before I go to sleep and just read my book for half an hour, 45 minutes, and it's just so calming, and it really just like makes your brain just calm and secure, I feel. So yeah, I've really been enjoying reading, so I would definitely recommend reading during this lockdown, and it will also just open your eyes up into the world of books. If you never touched a book before, then your time to do so is lockdown, I promise. Oh, I forgot to say actually in the fitness bit that I've been doing some runs as well. I haven't done the Run 5, Nominate 5, what is it? The challenge on Instagram yet, but I am going to do that at the end of this week, I think, because I practiced doing a 5k last week, and yeah, I was very tired after, but we just did it with some walking involved. But just do things like that, do things you've never done before. If you've never gone for a walk outside just because, and just do that. Just go for a jog, go for a really long run. Just do things that you don't normally do, because it will really make you feel better during this lockdown, especially if you only live with one person or alone. It can become quite sort of repetitive with your routine and things. Or do a scrapbook or a journal. Just start something new. Do something you've never done before. If you've never been into baking, try and bake a cake for the first time. Make a YouTube video on it. Make a YouTube channel. Do anything that will make you feel positive and motivated during this lockdown, because it will probably go on for quite a while, and you don't want to just be bored because you're bored. You want to be bored and fulfill it with something interesting, even if you don't think it is that interesting. You probably will find it really interesting once you get into it. I would say listen also to sleep music when you're going to sleep, or stress music, or ambient music when you're studying, because it really helps you focus, and it's actually really improved my concentration. I also feel when I'm revising to listen to ambient music in the background, and then if I write in red, this is actually proven to help you remember things. So if you write in a red biro instead of black or blue, it's proven to help you remember things. So I often do that as well, because both the study music and me writing in red helps me remember that particular thing. Also set yourself accomplishments that you wouldn't have had time for. Say organising under your bed, sorting out your wardrobe, doing a massive declutter of your shelves. Just do stuff that would take a lot of time when you're working or at uni, or having full days of doing things and meeting friends and doing all these things. Just clean the whole house if you want. Just keep yourself busy doing tasks that take a long time that you usually wouldn't have time for, because you'll feel so much better for it, and it will just clear your mind and help you go into the next day knowing you've done something amazing that you haven't had time for in months and months. If you're not seeing your family regularly, like me, I'm living away with my boyfriend near where my uni is rather than back home, then sometimes you do miss your parents and things, so make sure you keep in touch with them, keep messaging and FaceTime very regularly, just to keep up to date, and they'll probably be very worried. My parents are anyway. I tell them not to be on 20, I'm fine, but it's just keeping in touch with them, and also your grandparents, keeping in touch with them. I sent my grandma a photo book thing and some photos by email, because she always wants to see photos, and it just brought a smile to her day. She texted me saying that's the best thing I've seen all day or something. So it's just making those small changes, and also your friends, you obviously need to keep in contact with them because you don't want to lose contact, and also reach out to people who you've been distant with, who you haven't really spoken to in a few months, because everyone's needing support right now. It's a weird time. Usually people who really love clubbing are so bored they don't know what to do. I do like clubbing, but I'm not like a clubbing person every weekend kind of girl. So yeah, it is different for some people, and some people who obviously don't work in the NHS and everything like that, or what's it called? The services that need to be working, then they will be at home and have a lot of spare time, so they'll want to talk to their distant relatives, their distant friends, and it's really a good opportunity to do that. Planning things with your friends when you come out of lockdown, organising events for a few months, even if you still have to cancel them if it's not safe enough to go ahead, just making those plans, because it will really help your friends keep going and stay positive in this time, really. Lastly, I just want to talk a bit about coping mechanisms and how you sort of manage isolation and things. I want to mention that it's okay to have sad times, and this makes you realise your own happiness and self-worth, and makes you have those productive days. Without those sad days, you wouldn't have any productive days. You wouldn't be happy in most days of lockdown if you don't have that one sad day in the week. It's alright to feel that way, and it's okay to feel isolated, because a lot of people are. And going back to my grandparent, my nan lives on her own in a flat. She's not mixing with anyone. It is very lonely. These weeks have been lonely for her. She's usually an outgoing person who sees her family and friends. I'm just using this as an example, but it can happen to any age. These are not only people from the older generation, but people from the young generation who do suffer with mental health problems and have suffered with them in the past. And I understand that it's not always easy to say always be positive or always do this when you're stuck under one roof, not interacting on a wider scale in restaurants or social things or things like that, because it can really strip away from your mental well-being. But you do have to stay positive, and you have to find the coping mechanisms that work for you, and taking your mind off that pressure or stress of staying in a lot or not doing that much. You do really have to think outside the box if you are someone who's always out of the house, not really in the house doing that much. You do really have to think, and I would say it is a choice in this situation whether to take it as a positive or a negative, but always try and make a better version of yourself no matter what the situation is. Someone who's been helping me a lot, obviously because I'm living with him, is my boyfriend. He's a massive support to my mental health and well-being, and making me really positive in the days and always encouraging me to do my best in things, especially when I don't want to do my workouts. I'm doing the Chloe Tings challenge every day. I started a few days ago for 14 days, so wish me luck, guys. He motivates me during that when I say I don't want to in the mornings get up and do it, but he pushes me to do that. It's all for your mental health. It's all those little things, those little pushes, those little talks you have with people that help you keep going and help keep pushing up during this weird and confusing time at which no one knows what's going to happen. And it is scary, but you can't let the fear take over it, otherwise it's going to get too pressurizing and too confusing and weird for you, and all your thoughts will get jumbled. So you really need to stay focused and keep a positive mindset. And I've probably said that about 100 times in this video, but it is really important. Last of all, don't forget there is so much to be grateful for. The NHS is doing an amazing job here in the UK, and not all countries have that. We're really privileged in this country to have NHS staff who are choosing to work and choosing to be there for the patients, and helping that one more person survive this COVID outbreak, because it does kill, and that is the bottom line. There's nothing going away from that, and there's nothing going to change that. But what we can do is try and make the workforce better, and not interfere too much with other people, and stay at home, because otherwise you do risk spreading it. My camera cut out, so I'm going to have to film that last bit again. And I really think that they should be recognised more for what they're doing, and what they're doing for people of this nation, because without them nothing would get done. Just showing your appreciation for them is really important at this time. So yeah, I just wanted to get that across. But I really hope you found this video helpful, and it was sort of a rant about the NHS and things at the end, which weren't related to mental health whatsoever, but I just thought I'd include it in this video, because obviously there's no point me talking about it in random vlogs and stuff, because it is to do with the COVID outbreak, and this is an important time and a crazy chaotic time. So I really hope you keep yourself safe, and if you take anything away from this, just keep positive, keep smiling, and stay happy. And so I really hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like and subscribe down below for more lockdown videos on my channel. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.